Hello, I'm Adriette from Core Concepts Pilates. Welcome at our Pilates class today. We're going to be focusing on some balancing and as well as some basic Pilates exercises. So you can have a chair that we're going to use for your fingertips to place on to do some exercises, and then you'll need a towel to roll up for your head or a pillow if you normally use a pillow. So we're going to start with our class. I want you to stand feet hip width apart, and I just want you to close your eyes and just focus on your body and just feel what your body is telling you while you're standing here. Think of your feet being grounded in the floor, and imagine that your head is a balloon and it's floating up towards the ceiling. Good. So think of that lengthening of the spine. And just keep on breathing. So I want you to think of breathing into your diaphragm and think of a three-dimensional expansion as you're breathing. Relaxing the shoulders. Good. Before we go over into our roll down, I want you to feel that you have your weight equally over your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. You're going to inhale and you're going to nod your chin, and with the exhale you're going to start rolling down vertebra by vertebra, relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. So you can lower your head down and start rolling down. Good. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. Just stay there for a moment, focus on your breathing. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, tuck the tailbone and start restacking again, vertebra by vertebra. Good. We're going to do two more. Inhale, nod the chin, and exhale, getting that weight a bit more onto the front feet. Good. You're looking between your thighs as you get to the bottom to relax the head completely. At the bottom, think of those sitting bones rolling toward your heels and start restacking again, vertebra by vertebra. Good, and we've got one left. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, nod the chin, and exhale, start rolling down. Good. And I want you to stay at the bottom, and you're just going to start with small bounces in the lower back, and just continue with your breathing. Think of your jaw being relaxed. You're going to start bouncing towards your left foot and towards your right foot. Good. Just do one more on each side, bouncing towards the left foot and the right foot. Good. Come back to center. Relax completely. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and start restacking again. Bone by bone. Good. Just give the shoulders a bit of a roll. For the next exercise, we're going to use the roller. So I want you to place the roller in front of you, and you're having your fingertips on the roller. Good. So feet are hip width apart, and we're going to exhale. You're going to lift your heels off the mat. Think of your crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling and lowering down again. Good. So feel that your body weight isn't going forward. Think of lengthening up towards the ceiling and lowering down again. Good. We've got 6 more. So think of having more weight on the big toes, and you'll feel that those ankles stays a bit more stable as you're lifting off. Good. And 4 more. Exhale to lift, relaxing the shoulders. And 3, good, 2, and the last one, lift, stay at the top, bend the knees for me, think of keeping those heels high. We're going to lower the heels down and lift the heels, good. Still think of staying in a neutral position with your pelvis as you're lifting and lowering your heels, good. So the knees are staying hip width apart, so feel that they aren't falling in as you're lifting your heels. 2 more to lift and lower. Last one, lift. Stay in that position. Now we're going to straighten our legs and we're going to drop our heels. We're going to bend our knees again, lift the heels, straighten the legs and drop. 2 more. Bend the knees. Exhale, lift the heels, straighten and lower down. Last one. Lift the heels and lower the heels. Good. We're going to change the sequence. You're going to lift your heels, bend the knees in the air, lower the heels down and straighten and lift. Keep on breathing, so feel that you're not holding your breath. Coming up in a standing position, lifting the heels, bending the knees in the air, lowering the heels, coming up. Last one, lift. Bend the knees, drop the heels and straighten off. Well done. Give those feet a shake. Good. With the next exercise, we're going to place the roller on our left-hand side. And once again, it's just your fingertips that's staying on the roller. Okay. So you're going to transfer your weight a bit more towards your left-hand side and feel that left glute engaging. You still want to stay in a neutral pelvis and keep the pelvis from rotating. So we're going to lift our right leg up into tabletop position, pointing the toes. And you can even keep your hand on your pelvis to feel what's happening at the pelvis. So you're going to lift the knee in line with the hip, yes. You're going to tap your toes and lift again. And tap. And lift. Good. So still think of having your weight over your big toe, little toe and heel on that supporting leg. The crown reaching up and floating that rib cage slightly down to connect the abdominals. 2 more. And 1. Pause at the top. Now we're going to open up the leg towards the side and bring it back in. And open up. Keep on breathing. Good. So you want to feel that your pelvis is staying in a neutral. We've got 2 more. Feel that the pelvis isn't rotating with 1 more. Coming back to center and lower that leg down. Give the legs a shake. You'll feel that glute working hard. And we're going over to the other side. Good. Transfer your weight over towards your right hand side, engage that glute and lift the left leg into tabletop, pointing the toes. And we're going to tap and lift. Good. So think of floating that leg up, using your abdominals, and you'll feel your hip flexors also working. Good. And we've got another 4. Keep on breathing. 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top and we're going to open up. Feel what the hips are doing. Come back to center and open up. So rather make your range smaller if you feel that you can't control the movement. We've got 3 more and 2 and the last one. Come back to center, lower that leg down and just give the legs a shake. Well done. You can place that roller back where you found it and you're going to lie on your back for me. I just want you to have enough space behind your head to straighten your arms behind your head. Good. So I want you to place your arms next to your sides. We're first going to start with breathing. You're going to place one hand on your diaphragm for me. And I want you to inhale into your diaphragm, expanding the abdominals up towards the ceiling, and think of breathing into your pelvic floor muscles. Good. And as you exhale, you'll feel that your pelvic floor and your abdominals connect slightly. So it's a very gentle movement as you connect them again. So our diaphragm connects mostly at the back of the spine. So think of that 3-dimensional breathing. So you want to feel that the diaphragm is expanding up towards the ceiling, towards the sides, as well as down into the mat. Good. And then we have to remember breathing creates movement. So as you're breathing in, feel that your spine becomes a bit more hollow. And as you exhale, feel that you're flattening your back gently into the mat. So it's once again a very gentle movement. Good. And then feel what your head is doing. So we tend to keep our head rigid, but think of your head nodding with as you exhale. And as you inhale, your head and chin is moving slightly back. Think of a wave moving through the whole spine. Yes, and just do one more. Good. I want you to find your neutral pelvis for me. And I want you to place your arms next to your sides. We're going into our hip roll. So you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone, squeeze those glutes. Think of that coin that you're squeezing. And you're going to start lifting your hips off the mat, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Good, so you can start lifting off. Good. Inhale at the top. Think of pushing deeper through the arms, having those big toes flat on the mat, and you're going to start rolling down again from the breastbone, the upper back, the lower back, lastly the pelvis. Good. We're going to do 4 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, squeeze those glutes and lift. Good. Inhale at the top and exhale, start rolling down again. Think of your vertebrae rolling down vertebra by vertebra. And 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and roll up. Inhale at the top. Think of pulling your heels in closer without moving the feet. And exhale, start rolling down. And we've got 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and lift, pushing deeper through the arms. Inhale at the top and exhale, start rolling down. Well done. We've got 1 more to go. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone, squeeze that coin between the 2 buttocks. Inhale at the top, reach those knees a bit further. Exhale, start rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Good. You're going to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. They are shoulder width apart and the palms are facing in. So you're going to imagine that you have balloons that's attached to the hands and you're floating those fingertips up towards the ceiling, feeling how the shoulder blades are winding over the rib cage. As you exhale, you're going to lower your shoulder blades down and feel how the shoulder blades are moving towards one another, and you're still keeping your arms shoulder width apart. So you're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, retract those shoulder blades, bring them closer to one another. 2 more. Inhale to reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring them back together. And the last one, inhale to reach. Exhale to lower down, and I want you to find your neutral position of your shoulder blades. You're going to inhale, you're going to reach your right arm towards your ear, left hand is going towards your side, and then you're going to swap in between. So you're going to exhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling again, and inhale and reach. So think of that opposition, reaching through the fingertips, and keep the rib cage connected. So we tend to flare our rib cage up towards the ceiling with lifting our arms. So rather make your range a bit smaller with the hand that's moving backwards. And just continue alternating. 1 more. Reaching back. Bringing both arms up towards the ceiling and lower the arms down next to your sides. Good, both of them. Good, you can lower your arms next to your sides. Last shoulder mobilizing exercise. You're going to inhale, pull your shoulders up toward your ears. Exhale to release those fingertips down toward your heels. 2 more. Inhale to pull them up. Exhale to release. And the last one, inhale and exhale to release. Good. You're going over into 4-point kneeling position. So I want you to have your head in front, that you're facing each other. So the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and I want you to find your neutral spine position. Good. So the crown of the head is lengthening away from you, and you're going to engage between those shoulder blades. So we're going into our cat stretch. You're going to exhale, tuck your tailbone. You're going to round the spine up towards the ceiling and lower the head and chest. I want you to stay there and inhale into the chest. Exhale, push those headlights up towards the ceiling. Become hollow in the lower back. Lift the head and chest. Stay there and inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine, connecting the abdominals and the glutes. Inhale to stay there. Exhale, push those headlights up towards the ceiling. Become hollow in the lower back. Open up through those collarbones. Inhale to stay there. Last one. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine. Inhale to stay there. Exhale, lift those sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Open through the spine. Inhale to stay there and find your neutral position again of the spine. We're going into threading like a needle. So you're going to bend your left elbow. You're going to reach underneath with your right arm. Good. Looking at your fingertips, lowering your head down as far as you can. You're going to inhale, lift that arm up towards the ceiling, open up the breastbone, and look at your fingertips. So it's exhale to reach underneath, and inhale to open up. See if you can increase your range with each one. Last one, exhale to twist. Inhale to open up the chest. Good. You can lower that arm down, and we're going to change sides. You're going to exhale, reach underneath the other arm, and open up that left arm up towards the ceiling, looking at your fingertips. And 2 more. And open up. Good. And the last one, feeling that stretch in the thoracic spine and between the shoulder blades. Inhale to lift, and you can lower that arm down and just sit back into your shell stretch position for a quick break. Good. Sit net terug met jou boude. Okay. Good. So you're going up into 4-point kneeling position again for me. This time you're going to hook your toes in underneath you. You're still in 4, yes. So the head is reaching away. We're going to do the front pull prep exercise. So it's important that your pelvis stays in a neutral position. You're connecting through those abdominals. As you exhale, you're going to hover your knees only 2 centimeters off the mat. Inhale, stay at the top, and exhale, lower down. And exhale to lift. Inhale, stay at the top. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to prepare again. Exhale to lift, keeping that neutral spine. Inhale, stay at the top. Exhale, lower down. And 2 more. Exhale to lift. Inhale, stay at the top. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Exhale to lift. Stay at the top. Start with small bouncing movements up and down for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. Sit back into your resting position. Well done. Good. So we're going to turn over onto your back again. And you can face each other again. We're going into our ab prep exercise for those abdominals. So what is important with the next exercise is that you stay in a neutral position with your pelvis as you're lifting your head and chest. So you're going to inhale. You're going to nod your chin. With the exhale, you're going to lift your head and chest, reaching your fingertips off the mat, having them in line with your shoulders. Good. Inhale, pause there, and exhale, lowering down again. Inhale to nod the chin. Exhale to lift. Inhale, stay at the top. And exhale, lower down. And 4 more. Inhale, nod the chin. Exhale to lift. Keep looking between those thighs as you're lowering down. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lower down. And nod the chin. And lift. Reaching. Everyone pause at the top for me. Just feel that you're in your neutral position. So just lower your sitting bones slightly more on the mat. Yes, and just make sure you're in your neutral and lower down again. We've got 2 more. Inhale to nod the chin. Exhale to lift. Inhale, pause. Exhale, lower down. We're going to add some more things to this exercise. You're going to inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, lift. Inhale, pause. Now you're going to imprint your spine and you're going to lift your chest a bit higher. You're going to place your hands behind your head and lower down. Good. So you're going to exhale and lift. So you can keep your hands behind your head. Imprint the spine. Exhale, lift the chest a bit higher. Inhale and exhale, lower down. 2 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, imprint the spine. Exhale, lift a bit higher. Inhale and exhale, lower down. Last one. And exhale to lift. Inhale, imprint. Exhale, lift a bit higher. Stay there. Lift your right leg up into tabletop position and your left leg up into tabletop position. Lift the chest a bit more with the exhale. Well done. Lower one leg at a time with keeping your imprint. And lower the chest down. Well done. I hope you're all feeling those abdominals working. You're going to reach your arms in front of you. And we're going into our hundreds exercise. So we're going to keep it simple today and keep our feet down on the floor. Feet are still hip width apart. So you're going to, if you feel your neck, you're welcome to place one hand behind your head while doing it and just alternating between the arms. So you're going to inhale, you're going to nod your chin, exhale, lift your head and chest. Good. So the arms are reaching off and we're going to start pulsing. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 left. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, stay there. Reach a bit higher. Exhale, lower the chest. Well done. Just rotate your head from side to side, giving your neck a bit of a break. You're going to turn onto your stomach and we're going to do the breaststroke preps exercises. So the first one, your feet are hip width apart. Your hands are in line with your shoulders in a W position. So you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to lift your head. Think of rolling a marble out in front of your nose and your chest is following. So you're looking on the front part of your mat. Inhale at the top and exhale, lowering down. And we're going to do 3 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to roll that marble out. The chest is following, so you're keeping the bottom part of your ribcage down and lowering down again. 2 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift the head and the chest and start rolling down again. And the last one. And exhale to lift the head and the chest is following. Good. And lowering down again. Good. So the second breaststroke prep, your arms are going next to your sides, Palms are facing in, your head is down. So how it differs from the first one is that your gaze is staying down and you think of reaching in one long line. So you're going to inhale, you're going to engage between your shoulder blades first. Exhale, you're going to lift in one long line. You're looking down towards the mat. Inhale at the top and exhale, lowering down again. Yes, inhale to engage between the shoulders. Exhale to lift, reaching those fingertips towards your ankles, lifting them off the mat. Yes, so only the hands lifting off, yes. And lowering down. 2 more. Inhale, engage between the shoulders. Exhale, lift in one long line. Keeping your gaze down, so you're looking down towards your mat, yes. And lowering down so you can relax your feet. Last one. Inhale, engage between the shoulder blades. Exhale to lift. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down. Well done. Place both hands underneath your forehead. We're just quickly going to do a quad stretch while we're in this position. You're going to pull your right foot towards your buttock using your right hand. Yes. So what I want you to think of is tucking your tailbone a bit more. Squeezing that right glute and think of lengthening through that right knee. And then the most important part is to keep on breathing into the diaphragm. Good, relaxing those shoulders. And you'll feel a stretch in the front part of your thigh, your quadriceps. Good. You're going to straighten that leg and we're going to switch over to the other side, pulling that foot closer with your left hand. Tucking the tailbone, squeezing that glute and reaching that knee away from you. And just breathe. Think of your abdominals expanding in towards the mat. Good. You're going to straighten that leg and you can sit back into your shell stretch. Good. You're going to lie on your back again for me. Knees are bent, feet are hip width apart. And we're going to do the one leg circle. So you're going to lift your right leg up into tabletop position. You're going to point the toes and straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. So I want you to place both hands on your hips. Good. So we're going to make a circle around that hip, keeping the pelvis square. Slow, controlled circles for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, pause, and we're going to change direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg back to center, bend the top knee and lower down. And we're going to lift the left leg up into tabletop. Point the toes, reach up towards the ceiling. Keep that pelvis in a neutral position. And we're going to make a circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in the middle and change direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in the center, bend that knee and lower that leg down. Good. So the next exercise, we're going into the single leg stretch. So I want you to imprint your spine and you're going to lift one leg into tabletop at a time. The legs are together. You're going to place your fingertips next to your knees and you're going to lift your head and chest and look in your knees direction. With the exhale, you're going to straighten your right leg and you're going to have your hands around your left knee. With each exhale, you're going to swap and swap, straightening that leg as you're reaching away and swap. Keep lifting the head and chest and think of looking between those two kneecaps for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring both legs back to center, lower the head and chest, and lower one leg at a time. We're going into the obliques for the next exercise. Your arms are going behind your head, feet are staying hip width apart. You're going to exhale, you're going to lift your right armpit towards your left knee. Think of keeping those elbows wide. You're going to inhale, come back to center without dropping the chest completely. Exhale, we're going to change sides. Inhale, back to center. So you can just continue. I want you to think of your pelvis staying square. So you'll feel that there might be a bit of a rocking sensation on the pelvis as you're switching from side to side. So keep those sitting bones heavy on the mat. Good. Elbows are broad. One more on each side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to rotate. Inhale, back to center. And you can lower your chest down. Well done. Keep your arms there. Just place your feet and your knees together, and we're just going to do a bit of a stretch. So you're going to reach your knees over towards your right hand side. Good. Lengthening out of that hip. Yes, so the feet can stay on top of each other, reaching, keeping the opposite shoulder down. You're going to come back to center and inhale, reach over towards the other side. Good. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale to reach. We're going to do one more on each side. Exhale, come back to center. And the last one, inhale to reach through that hip. Good. Exhale, coming back to center. Good. You're going to place your feet hip width apart, arms next to your sides. So our next exercise is called our shoulder bridge. So compared to our first hip roll exercise, with this exercise we're going to keep our pelvis in a neutral and lift like a block. So we're not going to roll up. Okay, so feet are hip width apart, knees are also in line with the hips. You're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze those glutes, and you're going to lift your pelvis up like a block towards the ceiling. Good. I want you to pause there for me, and I want you to squeeze your right glute without your left side dropping, and squeeze your left glute. Yes, and the right side again. Well done. And the left. One more on each side. Keep lifting those hips, and the right hand side and the left. Good. Come back to center and lower the pelvis down. Good. So we're building up on this exercise. The next one we're going to progress. So you're going to exhale, you're going to squeeze your glutes and lift the pelvis. Good. You're going to squeeze your right glute and you're going to lift your left heel off the mat. The forefoot is staying down. Well done. Lower that heel. Squeeze your left glute and only then lift your right heel. Lower down. One more on each side. Squeeze the glute. Float that heel off. Point the toes and lower down. One more on each side. The other side. Squeeze and lift that heel. Lower the heel down. Inhale. Lift the hips a bit higher. And lower the pelvis down towards the mat. Good. So if you have pain, you can just stay with this one. Otherwise, I want you to progress with me. So you're going to squeeze the glutes again and you're going to lift the pelvis off. We're going to start on the left-hand side now. So you're going to squeeze your left glute and you're going to lift your right leg up into tabletop position. So I want you to think of reaching through that knee, keeping the knee bent, but think of reaching through that kneecap up towards the ceiling. You're going to point your toes and tap your toes for 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg back into tabletop and lower that leg down without dropping the pelvis. We're going to squeeze the left glute, lift the right leg off into tabletop position, reach that knee up. Yes, keep the knee bent, and you're going to tap that foot on the mat for 3, 2, slower, and 1. Lift that leg up into tabletop, reach a bit higher, and lower that leg down. Inhale, lift those hips a bit higher, and lower down. Well done. You can just hug your knees in towards your chest. Are you just trying the other side? You can just hug your knees in towards your chest. Well done. Did everyone feel a bit of a burn in those buttock muscles? That's good. So unfortunately, we're not done with the glutes yet. You're going to turn onto your side. We're going to face the mirror side. I want you to have your hand underneath your head. Your knees are bent. Feet are in line with your sitting bones. Just bend your knees a bit more. Yes. So you can place your fingertips of your front of your top arm in front of you. Think of that small space between your side and the mat, lengthening through that top hip. You're going to squeeze your top glute and you're going to lift your top knee off, keeping your feet together in the clam and lower down. So things to look out for is that your pelvis stays square, that you're not rolling back with the pelvis, and that you keep engaging those abdominals to maintain that small space between your side and the mat. Good, and we've got another 3 to go. And 2, keep on breathing. And the last one. And lower down. With the next exercise, you're going to straighten your top leg in line with your body, point the toes, and make sure that your hips are square. Good. So what I want you to think of is lengthening through that top hip. You're going to inhale, you're going to lift that top leg to hip height. You're going to flex the foot and lower the leg down. So it's point and lift, toes towards the nose, and then lower down. Yes, point and lift, flex and lower down. Well done. 4 more. Think of that reaching sensation as you're lifting off. 2 more, point and lift. Flex and lower down. Last one, pause at the top for me. Reach a bit further out of that hip. And we're going to do our circle. So small circles. See if you can pull that leg slightly more further back to get that glute to engage. Good. Slow and more controlled. And you're going to change direction of the circle for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach out and bend that knee in for a stretch. Well done. Good. So we're going into our spine twist. You're going to reach your top arm in front of you and you can just bend your knee slightly more forward. So you're going to inhale, you're going to look at your fingertips, reach the arm up towards the ceiling. With the exhale, you're going to open up your chest and reach out as far as you can without the pelvis rolling with. Inhale to stay there and exhale to return the arm. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, reach through those fingertips. Exhale, open up the chest. Think of the breastbone opening up to the ceiling. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, lowering down. And 1 more. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to open up the chest. Well done. Inhale to stay there. And exhale to return. Good. You're going to roll over to your other side. Good. So we're starting with our clam again. Make sure your pelvis is in a neutral. So on inside lying, just check yourself by first tucking your tailbone and then pushing your sitting bones up towards this to the back, and then finding your neutral position. Yes. Think of that small space between your side and the mat, and you can support your head with your other hand. Yes. You're going to squeeze your top glute and lift the leg and lower down. Well done. So feel what is happening with the pelvis. Rather make your movement smaller and feel that your hips aren't rolling backwards. Good. And we've got another 4. It seems like this is the stronger side. And 3. Good. And 2. and 1. Good. You're going to straighten your top leg, point the toes, make sure that leg is in line with the rest of the body. Good. And you're going to point the toes and lift the leg off the mat. Keep that leg straight, flex the foot and lower down. Yes. So just go to hip height, point the toes, lift the leg, flex the foot and lower down. So as you're lifting that leg, feel that you're not losing that small space between your side and the mat. That's it. And we've got 2 more. Point and lift, flex and lower down. Last one, you're going to pause at the top, point the toes, and you're going to make a circle around that hip. Go a bit slower, control that movement, squeeze that glute to get that buttock to work a bit harder. And we're going to change direction. Keep that foot hip height, so feel that that leg isn't dropping. And we've got another 3, 2, 1. Reach that leg out and lower the leg down. Hug that knee in towards your chest for a quick stretch. And we're going into our spine twist. Knees are bent more towards the front of your mat. Arm is reaching in front of you. So you're going to inhale, lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale to open up the chest. Inhale to stay. Exhale to return. 2 more. Inhale. Reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to open up the chest. Inhale and exhale to return. Last one. Inhale up towards the ceiling. Exhale to reach. Inhale and exhale to return. Well done. You can go over into 4-point kneeling position for me. So just make sure you've got enough space behind you to straighten your legs. Good. So make sure you're in your neutral spine position. The crown of your head is lengthening away and you're engaging through those shoulder blades. Yes. So we're only going to start with the arms. So you're going to exhale. You're going to lift your right arm in front of you and feel that you're keeping the rest of your body square, and you're going to lower that arm down. We're going to alternate sides. You're going to exhale and lift and lower down. Good. So feel that the rest of the body isn't moving with as you're lifting that arm. Yes. And you can just keep alternating on your own pace. Rather go a bit slower if you feel you're losing that connection between the shoulder blades. Good. And we've got 1 more on each side. So just end off on your left-hand side. Good. And exhale to lift the left and lower down. Good. Keep engaging through those shoulder blades. You're going to exhale, squeeze your right glute. You're going to extend the leg behind you, lifting that leg off the mat, keeping your pelvis square. So rather make your lift less if you feel that your pelvis is rotating, and you're going to inhale and pull that leg back in again. And we're going to alternate between the 2 sides. You're going to exhale and reach. Good. And inhale to return. And just keep alternating. Think of that space between your rib cage and your pelvis, that it's not flaring open. So just think of getting that rib cage, floating that rib cage slightly down into the abdominals. We've got 1 more on each side. And the last one. Good. Lower down, sit back in a quick shell stretch. Good. And you're going up into 4-point kneeling position again. So now we're going to add the opposite arm and leg. So we're going to start off with reaching the right arm and the left leg. But for now, you're just going to float those, or just have the toes and your hand on the mat. And then you're going to lift in one long line, keeping your balance, and then lowering down. So we're just going to start with that. So you're going to switch sides, have them on the mat, and then lift them off the floor. Think of one long line, lowering down and pulling back. Just do that once more. So just on the mat and then lifting off. Yes. And lower down, last one. Just get that center point, lower down. Good. Now we're going all the way up. So you're going to extend your right arm and leg. Good. Just tucking the tailbone a bit more. Yes, and lowering down. And exhale, reach. Think of reaching through those toes to the crown of the head, pulling back in. One more on each side. Good. Go a bit slower. Hold it there. So we're alternating sides. And the last one, exhale to reach. Inhale to lower down and sit back into your shell stretch. So with the next exercise, we're going to do the push-up. So there's two variations. The first one is in 4-point kneeling. So we're first going to start with this one. So you're going to inhale for 3 breaths to lower down. With the exhale, you're going to lift off. So you're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale to push off. So think of your crown and of your head and your chest staying in one line as you're lowering down and lifting off. So it's inhale for 1, 2, 3, exhale to lift. Good. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and lift. Keep your 4-point kneeling position. Last one, inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. Now we're going to make it a bit more difficult. That was looking good. So you're going to take your knees slightly further back and tuck your toes in. And you're just going to drop your pelvis that you're in one long line. Yes, yes. So now you're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale, lift. Keep engaging through those abdominals. Exhale to lift. 3 more. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale, lift. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale, lift. Lift the head a bit more. 1 more. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale, lift. And just sit back into your shell stretch. Well done. Reach both arms over towards your right hand side. Think of lengthening through that left hand side and just push that left glute down towards the heel and breathe into the left side of the chest. So think of a lengthening sensation. Good, and we're going to change sides. Keep on breathing in that right hand side of the chest. Think of 3-dimensional expansion. Good, and you can bring your arms in front. You're going to lie on your back. We're going to end off with a few stretches after working those glutes. So you're going to lie with your knees bent, feet hip-width apart. You're going to place your right leg over your left leg. You're going to place both hands behind your left thigh and pull the left leg up towards your chest. Yes, behind that thigh. As hy nou trek jy hom op. So, as hy, so sit jou hande agter. Place your hand behind that side. Good. Think of opening that right knee a bit more. And think of happy dog with the pelvis. So you want to push those sitting bones down into the mat. And just breathe. Relaxing those shoulders. So it's important to keep it at least for 30 counts. Good. You can lower down and let's switch over to the other side. So the left knee goes across the right knee. Hug behind that right knee and pull it up towards your chest. See if you can get your weight equally on both sitting bones, that you're not rolling over to the one side. And keep on breathing. Good. You can lower your legs down and you can come up into a standing position. We're going to end off with a roll down just to check the bodies to feel if you feel a bit looser. We're going to stand feet hip width apart and just feel the alignment of your body and feel that you have your weight equally over the big toe, little toe and the heel. We're going to inhale, you're going to nod your chin, and exhale, start rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. Good, looking between the thighs. Just stay there and breathe for me. Feel if you have a bit more range. You're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone and start restacking again, vertebra by vertebra. Well done, we are finished.
Thank you.